on that thing, man, great cardiovascular activity, man, for sure. And you
So
get some sun
you're
out there,
jumping and ducking.
jumping and ducking. And if it hits somebody, it like pulls it back and it slingshots even faster. It's just crazy.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
it's
love that
just
you're
cool.
doing that
Yeah,
for
man.
his
Yeah,
big. He's 15.
15.
So
Yeah.
I met him when he was a blink of a 13, and then right
Yep.
into 14.
Yep. That's right. That's right. It's crazy. Time flies. You know, he's gonna get his permit. He's gonna be on the road. Watch out.
Yeah, that's it. It's now, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
15. Is it 15, 15 and a half still, or is it just 15?
No, it's 15. Right. Day of 15, you can go walk in and get your permit. And all you have to
And
do, you got to take 2 tests online. That's it.
does that mean that you can drive solo, or back in
No.
my day, it was you had to have a grown up in the car?
Yeah, you have to have somebody over 21 years of age in the car as an adult. Not even 18. It used to be 18 before, but they moved it up. So, yeah, you know, at that point, then 16, he gets a driver's license, and he's free. So,
There we go.
free. We'll see how free he will be.
My curiosity is, what car is he taking?
You know, he wants the Escalade. He don't want any of the other cars. I, I mean, it's the weirdest thing ever, dude. You have every kind of car.
Yeah.
Dream car. I mean, for some people, one. So yeah, multiple. And then at that point, you don't want to drive those cars. I mean, it's just crazy. You didn't want to be seeing those cars.
I understand. Because it's every parent tells me there comes a point of, hey, will you drop me off a block away from school? And I hope it's never that way for me. I hope it's, Dad, take me right up to the front of school, dog.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
in the Bronco, your gun's out. Let him see you.
Yeah, dude. You know, so I mean, just like you when you pull up to these schools, right? And you look at the dads that are, you know, that are around you. Look at majority of them, and I guarantee, even you live out in LA, they probably don't look. You might have half and half. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty vain city, I guess, just like Florida. But when I go to Florida and I see the parents that are around me, they might be young. Some of them are younger than me, and some are older than me, but they don't look the same. Let's put it that way.
So, yeah, I'm with you on that. But what you just said was older and younger. In a perfect world, obviously, that doesn't mean anything in a perfect world because it's not that way. But I was just watching Clint Eastwood talk about that, about how as life went on, and he has, I think, 10 kids, but with his youngest, he would show up at the baseball games and stuff like that. And so like when I'm at work with him and stuff like that, he's like, yeah, Clint was saying how old he was being a father of such a young child. But he said, but at the end of the day, man, you're still living, you're still doing it. And so to you old parents out there that are still doing it and crushing it, props to you. And to you young parents that are not listening to this man's podcast that we just posted the other day, and along with Logan and along with Todd Abrams, the one thing that you guys all said without seeing each other's discussions is it all stems back to time. It's
true.
And time with the kids and time in general. And if you don't have kids, it's still time. And I was going to send you something today because you and me are very much a 7 days a week,
24/7 all out. Absolutely.
And it was interesting because the thing I was watching was somebody I respected that was talking about the clock is the enemy. Now, the interesting thing is two types of people look at the clock as enemies. The one is how much work can we get done? And we're fighting against the clock, but we'll come in early, we'll stay late. And it's still a clock battle. How much can we do on Monday through Sunday? Compared to the individual that goes, the clock is still the enemy, but it is, I show up at this time, I take my lunch break at this time, my coffee break at this time, and then I am done working at this time. So time is a how would they say, a mother hecker. But it's an interesting way to look at it two different ways. And you go back to being a father. So today is your son's birthday. I want to make that clear to everybody understanding this. And what are you doing today on this incredible day?
So today I had the chef come over, cooking whatever they wanted. So they want burgers, they want fries, like fresh made, like chicken tenders. So real chicken. He breaded them, a whole nine. So fruit platter. So he had a couple of his friends over. I think he had like 4 or 5 guys and his girlfriends over. He had a couple of guys spend the night last night, so they were up pretty late, playing video games, Uno and stuff like that. So today I basically got him 110-foot obstacle course that's blown up on the side of my house, and then another 25-foot, 2 slides so they could race down. So that's a whole nother thing. And then I got this thing called Toxic Meltdown, which is this huge blown up thing that has these 2 arms. One, it says duck, and the other one says jump. So one's on the bottom, one's on the top. And they actually have to have an attendant because the electricity's run to it to slow it up or speed it down. These things are huge. So, it's good because these kids are being very active. That's one thing. His friends and him, they're all active. They're all athletes, so they're swimming, playing basketball all night long. They're out here and they're just running about all day doing all this good stuff. So,
When you
I'm
texted
happy
me
about
that,
it.
you said you texted over, you got the toxic meltdown. Is that what it was? I
Yes.
thought you brought over like a male liberal or something. I didn't know what you were saying. That's just, I couldn't figure that out. What is he saying? And then I saw, so thank you for
Yeah,
letting me see what
clarifying.
you were really saying. My bad. It's my bad, everybody. Have a good day today. But you're enjoying the time with the family and you set up something cool for his birthday.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna go to a main event later, which is like bowling, laser tag, rock climbing, video games, all inclusive. So, we're gonna go do some more stuff later. Have fun. Obviously, we've had to work today, so me and Sharice got up earlier, started doing our work earlier today. Obviously, I have the 2 lives. I have one with you, and I have one right afterwards that I'm gonna do. I never miss those, no matter where I'm at, what I'm doing. They understand that, so they're out there having. He was with all his friends anyway. He don't want me near him, and they're just like playing around with his girlfriend and stuff. So,
All the
yeah,
stuff that you're doing like this is uh, gets me excited because I know that one day I get to be able to do this with.
yes.
I'm hoping I get to do this with the little Savage and stuff.
Yes, yes. It's gonna be so fun too, man. I'm telling you, it's just every year is something, right? And you just do something with them every year, something different, or theme parties. I mean, I was looking back because Facebook has all the memories, and I always look through my memories every day of the years past, and I have them all there. So it's just lined up. I kind of looked at every birthday, what we were doing, what we did. It was just it's really cool. That's one thing I do like about Facebook. I don't put a whole bunch of personal business out there, but I do put memories on there. So listen, when they pop up, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Like we're talking about, you document, right? And at that point,
I put a
people can look
lot.
back.
I
Yeah,
know that it is my scrapbook of today.
yeah, definitely,
And I know
100%.
that your parents had scrapbooks of you guys and the family outings and the Disney World or travels or all those kind of things. And I
Yeah.
still got to go through a lot of that. And we got all those junior high and high school
Oh yeah.
games and all that turned over onto little discs so these guys can grab it. And
Yeah.
Jeff was putting this incredible reel together, and it took me back to my prom, and it
Oh
took me
wow.
back to these videos and all this that he put together, and it showed me at 15 and 16 in training, and it was just like, that's so cool. But then to see my dad in it
Mm-hmm.
and see how much my dad, even though there was 10 kids, how he was there with those big ass camera, the VHS
Yeah. Yeah.
filming and then discussing it with me afterwards
Oh
because I was
wow.
training with Jeff Magruder and these guys, and my dad was a teacher,
Yeah.
and so I had the ability to have this guy that was very intelligent and break down the conversations that he thought that these powerlifters were having with me and what his point of view was. Well, they were saying this, Mike. I know that you may have heard this, but from what
Mm-hmm.
I was watching and understanding, it was like such a great thing to have. So for any of you people out there that have a parent that supports you, you may forget as time goes on. I'm talking about 40 years ago, and to be
Yeah.
able to see this, and I'm just like, wow, I had a savage of a father, and I appreciate that because I this is why I'm here today doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. That's super cool. That's definitely super cool. Wish I had more memories like that. I mean, you got video from back then. That's like big ups to your old man on a lot of levels for that, man. That's super cool. And that's what we luckily have. We're blessed with it nowadays with technology and what we have. Because I mean, think about it now. I mean, we can save things, upload to clouds. I
Yeah.
mean, later on it's going to be clear as day too. So I mean,
This shouldn't not be happening now.
right.
I understand that my dad at a time, that was a lot of extra time
Oh,
to
big time.
take. But nowadays, these parents out there should be doing this stuff and saving it. And not for so much the father, but as the kid goes. And I know
Mm-hmm.
that I'm putting something together with an incredible film guy. Is I'm writing a letter to, well, I'm doing a video with an overlay of my voice talking to my son just in case.
That's
You know,
awesome.
it
Yeah,
just, you never know. You never
right.
know. But I want something that's there for him in 10 years
I like
that
it.
that could tell him something. But that being said, I want to jump into healing the body, blood
Mm-hmm.
work,
Sure.
and this transition that I just did. So I was dieting for those 6 months, getting crazy shape. And I think Mona told you, we as bodybuilders, we prep for one day.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's been years since I've done that. I prep for that one day and then try to maintain that day for the next 3 months during filming.
Yeah.
Not the
Yeah.
greatest thing,
Yeah.
um, but it's fun for me. It's fun for me. I like doing it and I like testing it.
Yeah.
Um, but there has to be a, a give and take. And so, how do I, when it comes to blood work at this point,
Mm-hmm.
how do I give and take? What are things I'm looking for? If you can go into that on when you do diet extreme,
Sure.
you're drying out, you're doing all this to your body,
Right.
and you're pounding that T level and
Yeah.
it's dropping regardless of what the individual does. It
Right.
still drops because you're training twice a day. You're not taking enough nutrition.
Right.
um, so what kind of things do you recommend for when you're off season to help build your body back up to make sure that you're in
Sure.
the right position?
So, obviously, when we talk about, extreme dieting and stuff like that, whether you're a bodybuilder, you're doing this for photo shoot, whatever it may be, but if you're doing it for a long term period of time, you're putting some stress on the body, right? And we all know this, and we should, if not.
We
If
should
you
know
are,
this.
we should know this.
I
But if you
mean,
don't
I
know
don't
this,
even know it.
we are, right? We're,
Yeah.
we're putting some stress on the body, and this could do some harmful things to the body. I mean, especially dehydration. So when we talk about dehydration, we talk about knocking the kidneys right off the bat, right? And then that's your EGFR and your blood work. So this is something that we want to look at. We want to make sure, like, your kidneys are okay, because I mean, liver I would say is easier to revitalize than kidneys, and they both revitalize, but kidneys don't really revitalize unless the stress is taken off of them. So, there's not really a supplement that's going to be like, or a therapy that's going to be super, super good for it, except for like maybe glutathione could definitely benefit from it, or maybe some BPC. But, that's one thing. So we definitely want to look at those levels: liver, kidneys, make sure those things are intact. If they're not, then we want to do, some sort of therapy protocol for those. If it's a fatty liver, the liver's up, enzymes, we want to look at glutathione. And glutathione is going to be good for the all essentially your health all the way through and through, but helping support those organs, those main organs that you really need. That's one thing. After that, we want to definitely look at some different things. I mean, everybody's different. So obviously T levels can be affected, thyroid levels can be affected in some people, cortisol levels can be affected in some people. So, it's good to run a full panel and maybe add on the cortisol test, just to make sure you're good there. Now, if you're extreme dieting, you probably have you're going to deficit every day, right? And just it really depends on who you are and your nutrition too. Because I know some people that go on extreme dieting that they're not really nutritious as far as what they're eating, right? They're not eating a nutritional value meal of really getting the nutrients that they need to. Where you're more expert at this, you've done it a lot, you know exactly what your nutrition needs to be, and you hit those goals as much as you possibly can, to look for. So I would say, listen, look at that, look at your nutrition factor, because bouncing back is another thing that goes along with extreme dieting. So we want to make sure that you don't bounce back and gain a whole bunch of weight, right? And this happens to so many people out there because they think that they went in calorie deficit for so long. Oh, don't worry about it. My body, now I can just eat as much as I want, and I'm not going to gain this weight back like this. And that's just not how the body works. The
Yeah.
body is a beautiful thing and it adapts. But at that point, like, if you're extreme dieting, you go from 1,000 calories to 4,000 calories, you're going to start storing body fat. It's going to start spilling over, and you're going to have some different issues there. So,
Yeah.
I would say, get the calories back on track and the the micronutrients you need back on track, macros in place, and start just progressively adding those back in, I guess, right? I mean, that's the other thing. Therapy wise, I would definitely look, like I said, BPC 157, glutathione, and then looking at maybe your testosterone levels, maybe where they're at, maybe you've depleted them down, maybe you've had some issues there anyway. So that's one thing obviously we want to look at. Um, and maybe fix. And then after that, it's really up to you what you want to do. You can really add an IGF-1. You can go a couple of other different routes like testosterone, and you could effectively maintain a great physique without adding on a whole bunch of weight and maybe even progressively making it better, right? And not have the extreme diet along with it. And that's the unicorn effect that we all look for. We all want to be leaner and more muscular, more lean mass. So at that point, that's what I would do anyway. That's
I
what
agree.
I have done in the past.
I agree with everything you're saying. I think there is a twofold of what you're talking about, and again, that's why I love Titan Medical and your approach, is because it's not always about Titan Medical. It's about, first of all, make sure you're doing things right.
Right.
Make sure, because supplement is supplement, and that goes with TRT and HRT as well. It's a supplement.
Yeah.
If you add it to and you're doing everything else right, you can create something amazing.
Absolutely.
But if you're not doing everything that you should be doing outside of, get the sleep, get the eating, training correctly, then you're just really spinning your wheels. And so what I did, just so everybody understands, I trained so hard and went to 2-a-days with all the training and the deficit nutrition. And I finished up, and I did a couple of things. What I did was I first did a PRP treatment, a preventative PRP treatment to make sure that those ligaments and everywhere kind of got refilled a bit.
Yeah.
And then I took the calories up and I brought the training down.
Yep.
And backed off to the point of where it went from 12 workouts a week, sometimes 14, to, you know what I mean? 2-a-days, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Yes, I should add off days. But as Jeff would be leaving the house, he'd be like, hey, tomorrow? And Mona would be like, it's an off day. All right, I'll see you at the gym tomorrow. But when you're in that tunnel vision, you're in it.
Yeah.
But now I'm training 4 days a week. Compound movements. And so it is, like John said, it's the change from dieting with low food to getting the food back in and letting the body adapt. And what I like to do is instead of working it off, like a lot of people talk about, eat your meal and then go out for a walk and this, and I want the body to start moving through it. I don't want the exercise to be moving it through.
Right.
So just be clear on that, folks. I want to be able to use that exercise when it needs to be played in. And this doesn't need to be played in right now.
Right.
And so I did take the calories up, put the carbohydrates back in, get it used to it. And then yes.
How about your peptides?
Now I'm going into the peptides. The one main thing is I stayed on the glutathione because, again, coming off of anything extreme for me has always set me up for that week of sickness afterwards. I just kind of mentally give, okay, I breathe, I did it, and then my body gets sick for some reason. And it's been that for a long time. And this time, again, came off, nothing happened. Did the PRP, and again, beautiful. And now with my peptides, I'm staying on the BPC, the TB500. Again, to me, foundation work, that is something that if I can, I will stay on that all year long, just because the ligaments and joints are so beneficial for me to stay healthy.
Absolutely. Keeping inflammation down is a beautiful thing.
Right. And I am staying on the aminos, the Hercules potion, the EAAs. Again, both of those are from Titan Medical. And loving those about 45 minutes before the workout. I do both of those. And those are my main kind of go-to for that pre-workout. Best,
I'm telling you.
I can't do what you and Jeff did. And like when Jeff did his chest, he shot it into his chest.
Yeah.
It's still pumped.
It's been 4 months and it's still pumped.
I'm telling you, it's just
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Real quick.
Yeah.
One benefit I liked, because I felt it so pumped, I was able to transfer that feeling to my workouts when I wasn't using it, which was huge to me.
So it connected your mind to muscle
It was
ratio.
It was like using
Yes.
stim.
The stim.
It was the stim.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. That's what I tell people all the time. I'm like, mind to muscle connection is the most important thing, right? And a lot of people don't know what that feeling is. And I tell people all the time, like, listen, you take Hercules potion, you're going to know what you're going to develop this. And at that point, you'll know what to look for, and you'll know what that feeling is. Because once you know what that feeling is, just like you and I do,
That's
like
huge.
you know, right?
You wouldn't
That's
even.
when you really get the benefit.
I don't think nobody would. I didn't think of that either, guys. Just so you're out there. So Hercules potion, again, I'm going to have John explain everything that's in the Hercules
Sure.
potion, and then the EAAs. And again, they're both. You can do injectables and take them about 45 minutes before the workout. Johnny, go over that again because I agree. I'm glad Jeff said that.
Yeah.
Because connection is everything.
Yes.
It's everything. It is. It really is. I mean, it helps so much. So, Hercules potion, like I said, was one of the first Titan signature blends that we came up with, and all it is amino acids. But these amino acids and this combination create great effects and have great results. So, I mean, you have an abundance of amino acids. You have 9 different ones in there. You got glutamine, arginine, ornithine, lysine, L-citrulline, proline, taurine, NAC, and L-carnitine. So you guys probably all heard of these amino acids, but taking them orally and taking them injectable, 2 totally different effects of what you get. And that's what I love. Because glutamine, you really don't feel that instant gratification. Off the first shot, you don't feel your recovery from glutamine. But what you do feel off your first shot and every shot afterwards is you're going to feel the arginine and L-citrulline. They're both vasodilators, precursors to nitric oxide, going to create great blood flow through the body all the way down, right? The pump that you get, you'll do 1 to 2 sets, and it feels like you've already done 2 exercises at 3 to 4 sets apiece. And the beautiful thing about it is that you can keep going because the ornithine is an anti-fatigue amino acid. So you actually feel like I can do more. And if you're already lit up like a Christmas tree, you're going to be even more lit up like a Christmas tree with this. Your veins will be popping out, and you'll be like, man, this is awesome. So whether it's a photo shoot or you want to go out to the pool and beach, and let's say you didn't get to go to the gym before you got out there. If you've done your injection, drop down, give me 50, pop back up, and I guarantee you all your beach and pool muscles will be there. Arms, shoulders, chest, you'll be ready to go if you're there like that.
There was when I was dieting down for this last project, and you go, you can take more than one, and so I did it into my shoulders. Yes. On set before I went to set and just get pumped up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I show up and Jeff's filming there, and he goes, dude, just stay straightforward. Just stay straight. Your shoulders are just stupid right now in this thing, and I'm holding these 2 girls and I'm taking them up, and it's like, no, just don't go sideways. Just stay forward on this. And it's like,
that's awesome.
I felt like one of those old guys back in the 80s or 90s that did synthol. I'm like, why are my shoulders so big? I'm like, woo.
And that's the beautiful thing. It's not a site injection oil, so it's not going to stay there. It's not going to expand anything. It's going to go there.
I think everybody on here wishes it would, though.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like synthol and stuff like that, I'm like, I don't like the round effect. I like the pump effect.
I agree. It's fun though. It's
Absolutely.
fun to have the pump. It's fun to do it, and you get the extra energy. Was it talking about copper?
Yeah,
was it? No. What do you got here?
When do you take TD 500, morning or night?
Johnny, you can take this.
Sure. So TD 500, you can take it in the morning or at night. I like to take it in the morning along with my BPC 157 because in the morning my shoulders hurt the most. So at that point, I take it and I get instant relief. I get the inflammation down, and it helps me out every day. So that's when I take mine in the morning. You could take a double dose if you want to do that. That's totally on you. If you want to go through your bottle faster, you could do it morning and night. Totally on you. But me, I just take mine in the morning. At nighttime, I take a couple other injections. So at that point, I'm like a pincushion already. So it does me well in the morning when I take my dose in the morning. But like I said, you could take it either or too as well at the same time.
That's a great one. I was just FYI, I was doing it twice a day, morning and late afternoon for
Yep.
me, prior to these projects and stuff. And again, feel like a pin cushion, like you said. It sucks. Um, so,
I'm used to
but
it.
but yeah, at the end of the day, you're finally doing something to help your ligaments and stuff. And to
Yes.
me, there's nothing more important than that.
Oh,
But somebody else said something too that I'm a huge fan of. I don't know if you guys know this, and I know that I've been getting a lot of compliments about that, but people have been saying they're really liking how my skin is looking,
yeah.
which is great that I'm at this stage of the game, and the skin is one of the first things they talk about. So,
Yeah.
Johnny, copper.
Sure. So the GHKCU peptide, copper peptide. So this peptide's great for skin, right? And we talk about GHK. We talked about like skin remodeling, right? And being able to model the skin. And that means if you've had wrinkles, you've got different defects on your skin, this can help revitalize the skin, right? And that's what we want, especially as we age, as hormones decline and go deficient, our body starts breaking down a little bit. So does our skin, right? And the elasticity goes away. The nice look of it goes away. It becomes wrinkly. You get liver spots, like all different types of things, right? So this will help reverse that to a certain extent, to a certain degree, and at that point will help, prevent or what you're going to do with your skin. So if you're looking for something as preventative to make sure your skin is going to stay good, be good, this is a good one. If you have some issues with the skin and you want to try to revitalize that skin, this is a good therapy for that too as well. So it can hit it on both ways. Now, I to always be proactive, and you see all these different people out there that are trying to be proactive about using Botox, and Botox can be effective too, but this can actually create.
I lost you for a second there. Hold on, Johnny. We lost your volume. Oh, you got in a call. See?
Sorry, I apologize.
Hey, when they call, they call. This is a good one. I think I just want to make everybody really clear on this. Preventative. Do not wait. A lot of this, I think everybody waits to see the chiropractor when their back hurts.
Right.
I think everybody starts to diet when they've obviously overweight and stuff instead of being preventative before the fact. That's how life works. That's how people work sometimes. This one is a huge one to me. Again, I think if you have issues with skin, take it. But if you don't have issues with skin, take it. Sorry.
Yep.
Be before the fact. If this was around when I was 20, I don't know when this actually came around and stuff, and it probably was out there in some sense, but this is something I would have done in my 20s.
It's a good one.
Even though I obviously was a 20-year-old kid with doing,
Yep.
again, preventative.
Yep.
Preventative instead of the damage.
Yeah. I mean, another one, glutathione. Glutathione's really good for the skin too, as well.
So,
glutathione.
Is that what I'm picking up? It's the combination you gave me. John gave me glutathione and copper.
Yep.
It seems like those two are working together for my skin. Can you explain that?
Sure. So glutathione is good for a number of different things, and skin's another different one for it. I mean, the super antioxidants with glutathione make it great for the skin. The reverse of oxidation, right? The antioxidant effect is what is great for the body all the way around, and that's for the skin too. Because when we start talking about oxidative stress and free radicals in the body and all these different things, the body starts breaking down or doesn't work like it should optimally. And with this effect, the skin can break down too as well, or not be as healthy as it could be. So with this is where this really does take effect, and both of them working together. I mean, it's just like, you're adding two things together to stack on top to really be the best you possibly can in this area. And with glutathione, you get a whole bunch of other different effects too as well, like build the immune system and such, which when you're extreme dieting, like we talked about, the immune system can take a hit too as well. So we want to make sure that's fortified too. So there's a couple different things that some of these different peptides do, not just one effect possibly, but multiple effects that can be beneficial. That's the thing about peptides. So as long as we got them, let's utilize them, because
Is there any information you can give us about peptides as of right now? We're still get those orders in at
yeah,
Titan Medical.
we are luckily. But it's becoming very scarce, guys, out there for legitimate peptides from a pharmacy level. Research chemical sites, not for human use. You can find them a million a day. Nobody messes with them, but these pharmacies are getting messed with. So at that point, as long as they can do them, we'll be able to utilize them. And I really don't have a date for anybody. I wish I did. When I first brought this out, it's in black and white on the DE website. And at that point, for us, we were lucky enough to have legitimate pharmacies be able to keep producing these things. But at this point, I really don't know. So get it while you can.
Is copper something that you have in a different form?
Sure. So we do have it in like a cream. They've got a cream. So at that point, that might work. I really don't know. I've only took the injectable myself too as well. So, it's something we're gonna have to try. I'm looking for different transportation rates in the body, because most of the peptides, no matter what form you take them in, whether it's oral or injectable, are banned. But GHK, CU, the copper peptide, only banned the injectable version, not the topical. So I don't know, maybe they could make it into a nasal spray or something other, maybe a sublingual, where we can get the effect too as well. But I do know, like I said, they are making a topical cream so you can apply it to different areas. But the whole point of this is for all of your skin to look good, not just to be attacking certain areas, right? And reducing those areas. So, you know,
I'm just thinking
I'll keep you
the
guys informed as
yeah.
much as I possibly can. I'm on it every single day, and I have to deal with it every single day. So, I'm down in the trenches as far as that goes, and I like to be informed, up to date, up to that second to date, what's going on.
And then you also have things for the hair, which is also in a foam for you
Sure.
guys and girls that are having thinning hair. And then for you guys all out there, when you do diet, and
Yeah.
here's something I don't think you think of, there's a lot of breakage in the hair when you are dieting in a deficit.
Right.
It will come back when you start eating again, but for you guys that are in this deficit all year long,
Yep.
you're doing some damage. And so, Johnny, the foam that you can put in the hair to help with hair thickness and growth.
Titan hair foam. So that's actually the therapies of the week. It's the Titan hair packages this week. So the hair foam that you're talking about, Titan hair foam, has Lantrapost, which is the cousin Latisse. It makes it thicker, so your hair it'll get thicker. It has finasteride in it, and it also has minoxidil. So minoxidil is Rogaine. If you guys don't know what Rogaine is, it's something that will help you keep your hair and possibly help with the hair and growth. And also finasteride. Finasteride is the only FDA approved product that is out there to help keep the hair. Now, orally, this can have some different effects to different people, a small percentage, I guess, or a percentage of people out there that it could be like a male castration drug ED effect. I've had that effect. But I do use the hair foam. And topical version has not affected me in that way. So most patients don't get that negative effect from the topical version. And all three of these combined is definitely the best. Like literally, you can use it in your hair in the morning if you want to put it in the hair in the morning and put some gel in, I guess. The way that I do it to be the best way is when I get home at night, I wash my hair, I dry my hair, it's nice and clean, and then I'll put the foam in and let it sit there all night long. And then at that point, if you really want to take it, to another level, you can use injectable biotin that we have, which is great. And there are hair health capsules. I utilize
I'm
all
on
three
a
of these
triple.
things.
I'm on all three, just so
I like all
everybody.
three.
Yeah.
You're attacking it in three different ways too. You're attacking it through injectable, you're attacking it through oral, and you're attacking it through topical. And all different ingredients, so all different mechanisms to help you keep your hair and to grow more hair and to thicken it. And that's the best thing I could say. It's not too late for people as long as you got some hair in your head. At that point, you want to keep those strands. Especially as you get older, because even if you don't have any issues from extreme dieting and stuff like that, you might have the genetic code in your body that says, hey,
Yeah.
listen, you're going to start, going bald. So, if you can be preventative about this, or even at that point, if you're midway, you're like, man, I don't want to lose no more hair. Then at that point, you can go this route and start keeping that hair. Or you can be preventive. There's a lot of guys out there. It's actually the highest amount and percentage of men that are taking finasteride to be preventative about keeping their hair. So it's a very high percentage. So at that point, like that's one of the main drugs out there. So There's other things that are coming. I've seen some really, really cool research where, they could take a strand of hair, and they did this in Japan, where they could grow a whole head of hair and you're good to go. So they could implant hair because, the grafting, a lot of people, I see a lot
Right.
of these, the bodybuilders, especially these influencers, they're going over to Turkey and stuff like that. And they're getting 4,000 strands put in their hair, which they have to pull this from somewhere. This is not something they just make and they go, oh, let's put this in here. They're pulling it usually from the back of the head because DHT levels don't affect the back of the head, that hair. That's why you see most guys, and it's like just the top and the crown and the front. Then they have like the Homer Simpson look. That hair's not affected because DHT really doesn't affect that level. It's only to the hair that's on the top. So they usually pull the strands from that hair and they place them in front. And different strands have different. I've interviewed so many doctors on this. It's crazy. Different strands. You might have 3 different strands that pop out, or 2, or maybe 1. So you really have to look at that. There are some doctors out there that I've actually talked to, which I think is really cool, but I always have a pro and con effect, and I'll talk to you about it, is that they can pull hair from different areas. So let's say a guy he doesn't have a good donor path in his hair. They can pull from the chest, the pubical area, like, pretty much all of the body, back hair, the whole 9. But, with that, the only procedures that I've seen done like that, not on the body, but just on the head, they usually use it's like a punch graft, and they usually punch the follicle out, and that's what they do. Even the machines, they take it, they pull it. So I don't know if it would leave scars over your body or not if they did something like that, but super cool, super, super, super cool.
Yeah, but again, preventative for you guys that still have a good head of hair. You want to keep it, keep doing it, keep doing what you're doing, and check in with Titan Medical on that. And again, for me, I am at a well, first thing is I had to do my blood work again for Titan Medical. And so we did that a bit ago. And so I'm excited to see where those levels are now and see what we're looking at and what things that can we fix if we need to be fixed, what things don't need to be fixed, and what ways can we optimize this off season. And I want to recommend this to everybody that's out there pushing it 100%. There should be a time where you pull back a bit, so you can jump forward again. There's no 110% all year long. There's in my belief, I think there's times that you push it hard to see what your body can do, and then pull back, let your body recover, let it be healthy, and then jump forward again. And that's why I chose at the worst time, because I was in a deficit training, doing all this stuff, to get my blood tested, because it was the best I've looked in the last, I don't know how long. And so it's like, why not have the blood work to go along with that?
Oh yeah.
And I see a lot of people, they go, well, I'm off season, and they whatever their reasons for it. It's like, no, I want to see me at the peak shape, at my peak strength, at my peak condition. Now show me what does that blood work look like at that level? I think it's a fun thing for me. And I think what we talked about was, like the ebook, giving these people the proper nutrition to go along with the blood work, what the protocol would be for them, what kind of things would help them out, and give them that kind of outline to go on, hey, if you do have issues, here's a good little nutrition and supplementation on what Titan Medical is recommending to make sure you're doing okay.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. Help a lot of people out for sure. And we're talking about GLP-1s too, diets for that. And like I said, that's where it's at. I mean, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be really crazy when some of these other drugs pop out, because there's more drugs coming. It's going to be insane.
See, and it's going to be a wild thing for everybody, because I know we're in the summer, we're getting rocking and rolling. I do want to say, hey, I'm not going to be talking about my training partner, Doug, today. But thank you, everybody, for your kind words. We will do that at another time. This isn't the time to do that. But one thing I definitely want to talk about is when we're training, when we're pushing so hard, and make sure that we're also being clear on our, and again, I'm one of the worst when I'm dieting so hard into it. Food does have a reaction to you on how you function and think and everything like that. And so the NAD was something, right?
Yes, definitely a must.
Focused.
Must. laser focus, natural energy. I mean, anti-aging. There's so many great things with NAD. I've been on this product for 8 to 9 years. We were the first to bring it out, I think, in the country, to be honest with you. And at that point, like, just benefits. You want benefits? That's another one to add to your regimen. Routine NAD. And I promise, like I said, extreme focus, laser focus. So if you think that you're foggy thinking or you want to be your optimal best thinking, that's definitely the one for you guys, for sure. And like I
And
said,
it's also helping those cells
yeah,
regenerate.
regeneration of cells in the body. So our body has the cellular deterioration, and when these cells start breaking down, they never come back to where they fully were. Well, NAD helps these cells recover and revitalize and rejuvenate themselves. So super cool. I mean, in so many different levels. And that's when we talk about Alzheimer's and dementia patients and the breakdown with them. And they've been using these therapies with them and getting good results. So at that point, like, if we're seeing benefits there from neurodegenerative diseases like that and being a benefit, then listen, if you want to be a preventative as far as that goes, and you have this running in your family, this is something else you need to look at. I mean, it's something. If you know what's in your family history, you have some sort of idea of what you should be looking for, what you're possibly at a higher risk for, and don't be ignorant about it and just keep putting off like, oh, I just passed a generation. Now it could pass a generation, and you'll be lucky if that does.
Yeah.
But this doesn't happen to a lot of people, and it usually falls. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, and at that point, you'll be in the same boat. So it's really good to know that what's going on in your family history and your health history, and then be able to, you know, do what you need to do to make sure that doesn't happen to you, or try to prevent it as much as you possibly can. If you knew that a train was coming and you're standing on the tracks, you knew, at a certain time, you're gonna have to get off. So at that point, the same thing here. Get off, do what you need to do, and be able to live longer and have a more quality of life than you are right now, for sure.
I
Better
think
quality.
the big thing is the quality of life that we talked about. And I know that with my nutrition the way it is now, me getting a good amount of calories in, but staying on the peptides, what I noticed is even though I was putting my body through that trauma,
Mhm.
like the martial artists always talk about it, you're never going to be injury free when you're getting ready for a fight.
Right.
And I understand that achiness when they're getting ready, and just the same as bodybuilders, you guys are anybody that pushed it to that level of being that low body fat and feeling that dry, and like you talked about dehydration, but to have the calories in there to still be on this protocol, wow, how good the body feels now.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like I'm moving through these exercises now, and I'm like, oh, I'm in the hot tub. I feel like, it's like all smooth, and all the shoulders feel good, and the elbows and the knees and the back. And it's like, this
That's
felt
a good
good. We were
feeling.
doing squats yesterday, and I'm just talking through the squat as I'm lifting it, sitting at the bottom of it going, I'll just stay down here for a while. This is fun. So it's cool that I know that I can push it to the level, and I think I'm talking about this because of the fact that I saw this. Tom Plaz was my first training partner when I got here, and I'm this 19, 20-year-old kid training with Tom Plaz, and my mindset was already pretty dark because I come from a powerlifting background. So it was put your head down and go off, beat the guy that you're training with. And I just saw Tom talking about this, and I loved it because he was talking about you go in, and the point of it is to absolutely destroy it and go off and crush it. And then you get the snowflakes who will say, well, that's dangerous. Well, you're going in as an animal. You're going in to be an absolute beast, and you're still trying to be as safe as possible to a percentage.
Yeah.
But that's not life. Life is you go into it. If you're going into that unterritory water, deep water that you're like, I want to be so safe, you're never going to live that full life. You got to get in there. You got to get a little nasty, and you got to push it. And I love that fact. And I love the fact that by being on the BPC and the TB 500, and the glutathione, it's helped me stay so healthy that I feel so comfortable under those weights and how the body feels. And so it's kind of a shield. I feel like a knight with my shield on, of like, I've protected my body and made it strong again, like a youth, to where I can still do this at this stage.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about, man. If you can do that, that's a great feeling, man.
Man, for anybody out there. So you, again, understand that I'm a good decade and a half older than young whippersnapper, and I'm probably the same to most of you that are out there, if not twice as your age. So think about not just how you are now, but how you're going to be. And like Johnny and I said, be productive, take care of yourself better now, and you can, and you can with everything that you guys are doing.
Definitely. What you do now, you will pay for later. And if you're preventative now, you will benefit from it later. If you abuse yourself, you will pay for it later.
Yeah, you don't.
You want to play, you got to
Right.
pay. That's
I
how
think
it
one
is.
thing most people think, if you lift, if you do athletics, if you use up the body, it's going to be achy and painful and destroyed when you're older. It's not how it works.
No.
The body gets stronger with stress. It's called old man strength. It's a cool thing, and that's why Johnny's out there playing with his kid, and I get to do the same thing. So for you guys and girls out there that are still going through it, get over there. And again, starts all with just blood work. What kind of numbers can we do with the blood work this week?
So we extended the blood work special for Father's Day. So till this Friday, you can still get the $130 blood test for males. And for females, if you see this, you'll get it for $200. So the blood work special is in effect for this week again. I want to do it a little bit longer for Father's Day out there. And for Men's Health Month, it's something that doesn't get talked about. That's why, because it gets thrown by the wayside. So guys are going to hear it. So they really don't think about their health. They're like, whatever. It's Pride Month. It is what it is. Let's talk about Men's Health Month.
It's Men's Health Month. That's what it is.
About guys out there, huh?
It's Men's Health Month. That's where we are at.
Yeah.
It's just for you guys and girls, get in there. Get it. Hey, here's a lifting question. Go for it.
All right. What's your thoughts on the top set and back offsets? It's popular UK bodybuilding scene. Basically, 1 set to 6 to 8 reps. 2 set is done with higher reps range, 10 to 15, both to failure. Okay. Well, this is definitely different. It's what I don't think I would do this, but this is what's very popular. And honestly, I don't know. I know a couple of UK bodybuilders. I don't know a whole bunch. So at that point, I don't know the scene out there. I haven't been out there in the gyms. But basically, 1 set to 6 to 8 reps. Second set is done with higher reps, range 10 to 15, both to failure. But the first set, are you really going to failure with 6 to 8 reps? And are we starting at a higher weight?
And why is 10 to 15 I don't know. I wouldn't do this.
Oh, yeah. No. Either train volume or train weight, right? Like, you want to get stronger, we know you got to lift heavier weight. You want to grow muscle, volume, progressive overload. And this is something that's been proven. I mean, there's tons of research on it, guys. I mean, we know how to build muscle. So I don't think that, trying to reinvent the wheel is something that's smart. I think making advances to that wheel would be the best thing, and maybe looking for those different things you can plug and play in there. And I don't want to take away from anybody's training weight. Listen, if it works for one guy, awesome. Does it going to work for everybody? I don't know. That's just something with this, I just don't see a lot to gain. And if I was going to do failure in my second and third set, I would probably do more than 10 to 15 reps. I still do 10 to 12 reps. All my sets. So at that point, unless it's my rep out set, that I'm doing 30 to 50 reps at half of the weight that I maxed. I mean, that's what I do. I mean, it's been pretty good for me, but it might not be for everybody. But anybody that I put on my progressive overload and train, they usually do pretty good. And I know you know what the hell you're doing. So, and how many people have you taught? And I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I get this might be turning you on. So if you like it, go for it.
Right.
For me, I'm a volume guy. If you're trying to get some size and strength, do your 5 sets of 5, add your percentages up, use the percentage codes, and get your strength. It's the combination of both powerlifting and bodybuilding. That way you're all aspects of this. That's my recommendation.
That's right. I like that. Being consistent. That's the biggest thing I would say too.
Yeah. It's just consistency. And it was funny. We did a podcast and we talked about that. At the end of the day, it's really what you like. It really comes down to it. It's not a magic number. It's nothing like that. It's if you like it and you're consistent, you're probably going to do much better than anything else. So at the end of the day, But yeah, try new things. I know people get bored. I saw something the other day and I just loved it. I love this. And let me see if I can say this without messing this up. The average guy wants to do more when it comes to health and fitness, more advanced exercises so they feel like they're progressing. Where the advanced lifter wants to stay with the basics because he understands that monotony of just the basics works tenfold more than the advanced exercises. And it's a white belt mentality, guys. It keeps going back to this stuff that, like, this guy's, it's great that this guy came up with it. If it's the talk of the town, it just sounds like you're doing a Arthur Jones type of workout is what this sounds like to me. Arthur Jones, who taught Menser and then, so on and so forth. But yeah, do what you like. But at the end of the day, the basic stuff works. And the stuff that we talked about, me and Johnny talked about today, yes, there's side effects to it that you'll get better workouts, that you'll build muscle. But my focus was on cells, regenerating, healthy skin, healthy joints and ligaments, was all the peptides we were talking about from Titan Medical were all based around that aspect. Now, all those aspects allow you to still drive that McLaren at 150 miles an hour so you can build the muscle.
Yes.
But it's taking care of the root of the car. It's taking care of the engine and everything underneath. Again, I know that you love the term shiny car, bad engine.
Yeah.
Never good. So
yeah. Got the Ferrari outside and the Pinto engine on the inside, putting down the street. No good, man. No good.
The lifestyle of the Titans don't do that.
No.
Just
We maintenance. We make sure we take care of everything.
We'll finish this up for today, my man. I know that you got your son's birthday. Do you got the photo? Hit this up here. Here's a little fun photo.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Titan dads with Titan families right there.
That's the Titan lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, man.
And it's nice that this man has a full-size little like basketball court out there, loving it up, which is badass.
The Titan court.
So what's the game plan next? Out there, play some more?
Yeah, so I'm going to go outside. It looks like they're all in the pool, which I can show you guys. We've got a lot too. Check it out.
I love that you don't have to heat that thing.
No. So they're all out here at the pool right now. I actually had to turn the heaters off because it's so hot here in Florida. Like the pool is at like 102 or something like that. And I'm like, oh, I better turn off the heaters because they were like, oh, we want to go in the pool, but it's too hot. It's hotter in the pool than it's hotter outside. I'm like, sorry, guys.
You actually got to cool the pool down. Oh,
right?
man.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
John, wish him a happy birthday to me. And I love watching you guys and everything you're doing, man.
I will, brother. I appreciate you, man. We appreciate you too. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for hanging here. And we'll see you next week. Hopefully we get to talk about my blood work and go over all that as well.
Definitely. Next week. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm taking the kid to New York. So I'll be out in New York for that one. Woo!
He's taking a little one? Mo. They're off to New York.
Who's off to New York?
They are.
No,
They're taking Peter to New York.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be good.
Let him drive out there. Take him to Manhattan and get him in a car. That'll teach him.
Nice, Johnny.
Hey, have a great week. I'll talk to you much more.
I'll talk to you later, brother. Thank you
Thanks,
guys again. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, go for it.
The guy followed up with a little bit more information.
Go.
So I did strength gains and I got my incline to 365,
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
right? And my high bar to 515. The reason I asked about it is
Wow.
because right now I'm working 12-hour shifts and I don't have the time or energy for high volumes. So I'm guessing he's trying to just squeeze in. He wants to find a way to maybe squeeze in workouts.
Great.
Right?
Okay, so that's some great high bar squat of 515. Nice job, man. Nice job. That's beautiful. If you're not, you should be in the Titan crew. So would you do me a favor and put those lifts up on the wall in Titan crew so I can see that too? Because I think it'd be great to see that 365 and mostly the 515 high bar, because I just know high bar squats are a savage, such quad dominant. And I'm so jealous of that because I am a hip hamstring squatter. But yeah, great job. So I like the approach that you have to change up. So this is what I would recommend. I like the idea of you hitting that one top set for some good 6 to 8. You know, I don't care if it's 4 to 8, you know, anywhere in that range is fine with me. The 2 drop sets of 10 to 15, I think 10's plenty. A good drop set, 10 to 12 is plenty. 15's overkill. But I don't think you need 2. I think you need 1 big set and then 1 drop set, and you're fine, kid. Mostly because I want everybody to understand this. He's doing warm-ups to get to that 365. He's doing warm-ups to get to the 515 squat. So there is a lot of warm-ups that are going into play. And so that kind of is the volume aspect of this. Hopefully you're not doing a lot of reps and sets on those things to warm up to it. But great job. And yes, I like the idea that you get a good top set during this busy time. Plan it out for 12 weeks, though. Plan it out for 12 weeks to do that kind of a program and then see if you can't switch it up again after that. Okay? Thanks for getting back on that one, too. Good insight on that. Does everybody else kind of understand that philosophy there? He's running short on time, but he does not want to, and I like this. I like his mentality without, going into it. His mentality was, I don't want to lose the gains I've got. And so I don't want to just go in and go, hey, I got 45 minutes. I'm going to just do anything. He's searching for something to optimize his best training. So I like it.
Thanks for the video.
Thank you. Appreciate the puppy donation. Puppy treats. Thank you, guys. I like this one. Go for it.
I live in New Zealand. I'm not a bodybuilder. I really enjoy going to the gym. I'm 54. What would you advise me to take for my level?
I think that's a John question.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll get that next Tuesday, my friend. Let's make sure to come back over, okay? Thank you for that question.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Man, my new motto, WWME, what would Mike eat? Lean, lean, and clean.
I love it. Well, I will focus next week on getting this ebook to you guys about the blood work and eating and supplementation to go along with it to make sure that your blood markers are good and you are healthy. And then we'll also remember 4th of July weekend is coming up. I hope you guys all enjoy. You guys are rocking and rolling. I know a lot of my peeps are on Pro Secrets right now. I hope you are. We're going to have a great new plan coming out after 4th of July weekend. So I'm excited for all you guys to jump over and jump on that. Go for it. I'm only seeing partially.
Yes. 1 G of NMN daily double NAD amount according to Dr. St. Clair's research, a bit more cost effective than NAD injections.
Read it again one more time.
1 G of NMN daily double NAD amount according to David Sinclair's research, a bit more cost effective than NAD injections.
I don't know. But I definitely wouldn't go off the research. I would, try it out, see if you like it, and then go from there. What is TMG? Take with TMG. Let's see if Jeffrey can do a little.
NAD is amazing. Make sure to take with TMG though.
I do not know. This guy's laying out the knowledge on us. I love it. Keep that stuff going. Definitely look at what your.
Just a supplement. Blood pressure.
I got you. I wonder why they would recommend blood pressure medicine with NAD. I'll look into that. I'll try to find out. Thank you for the information.
Do you recommend lifting gloves? Help with my bench.
No.
What?
Sorry.
What if fingerless?
Thank you so much. We're doing a spin-off from that show. So I appreciate you, man. It was fun being part of that show. And it's so cool to see all the episodes coming out because each episode has like a friend of mine and Jonathan in it. So it's so cool to see that.
I'll activate my Facebook again. The guy with the high bar squats.
Nice. Down 9 pounds in 2 weeks. Amazing with what that body can do once you're able to sleep. Yeah. Great job. That's Mary. Yeah, look how it just kind of now your body's working with you, Mary. It just comes right off. And that's the thing too. It's like, you sit there and you're pushing and you're pushing and you're pushing. And I've seen this so much and the body's not working with you. So it's great to see that it is. You still good on that? Okay. All right. We're going to finish up here, guys. Sir, do you pec fly machine? I mean, yeah, you should always stretch the fascia. That's why you're doing a pec or a fly or any of those kind of machines. Yeah, you want to stretch it, not just want to build it and rip it down. You want to stretch that fascia, the sac that's holding the muscle, so it allows that muscle to get bigger and fold and wider and all of it. All right. You guys have a good one. I will see you soon. All you Titan members, keep pushing. Have a good week this week, and we'll get a little check-in next week, kind of talk about this new program that's coming out. All right?